Are you hungry for something good?
Hello everyone and welcome back to another Backlog Banter movie review. My name is Tucker Hazel and this is my burger flipper, Tanner Dykstra, and today we're here to review the Bob's Burgers movie. Another one of an adaptation of a TV series turned into a movie. Was it needed? Let's find out. But if you're a fan of movies, of Bob's Burgers, of anything else at all, you can join our Discord, link at the top of the description, of course. We also have a subscribe button and we have a like button, and you should click both of those because we will be reviewing movies till the end of fucking time, and you do not want to miss it. So get all that done, but first listen to us talk about Bob's Burgers. Tanner, give me your first thoughts about the Bob's Burgers movie.
Well, Tucker, you mentioned that if people are fans of Bob's Burgers, the television series, that they should watch this video. And if you're a fan of this show, I would suggest not watching this video, because I think we're both going to be quite negative on the Bob's Burgers movie, is the actual title.
It is.
Because I just didn't find it very good. I've seen a handful of episodes of Bob's Burgers, and I find the show enjoyable. I think it has its moments, obviously. It's, it's pretty well regarded for, an adult animation network TV show. But this movie, Tucker, let me tell you, dear viewer, let me tell you, it's just not very good.
No.
I don't think the Bob's Burgers comedic format serves itself to be a 100-minute movie. The animation is, notably has a higher budget behind it, but at the end of the day, isn't really anything special.
Yeah.
So, Tucker, what did you think?
I am in a similar boat to you. I have not seen a ton of Bob's Burgers. I have no connection to it. Frankly, I have no real connection to a lot of these adult TV show, animated, whatever. Mm-hmm. That doesn't really appeal to me. So I understand that Bob's Burgers has its audience, and I think this is very clearly geared towards that audience. Maybe getting a little bit more out of the characters showing up and doing things that are maybe they're not doing in the normal episodes, seeing them in a longer storytelling format, getting character arcs over the course of the movie, because I agree with you on the whole. I did not find this movie good, but I think that's almost entirely for me because I thought the comedy did not work at all.
Yeah.
I think on every other aspect, in terms of having a serviceable plot, having character arcs for all the characters, having character dynamics, quality animation, it's a fine movie. It is the bar for what this movie is. But then the comedy, for me, never hit. Honestly, I was sitting there just waiting for there to be a joke that made me laugh, that made me feel like that was clever. But this dry comedic style that Bob's Burgers has really did not hit home for me. And you and I leaned over to each other multiple times throughout the film. We're like, this isn't funny, right? You're not you're not entertained.
We were sitting there. We both kind of had our arms crossed. And about 20 minutes in, I leaned over to you and I said, "This is just not funny, right?
Yeah.
Or am I crazy?" And you're like, "No, yeah, this is not funny." But, we are in the minority, I think, especially in our theater. Our theater was loving it. When the credits started to roll, people applauded in our theater, which is nuts.
Yeah, and you assume that's the hardcore Bob's Burgers fan base coming out in droves on opening night.
There was at least a dozen of them.
Yikes.
Seeing the characters show up, giving them arcs, Louise has her thing about the bunny ears, and then she's sort of growing out of them.
Yeah.
So that might be a thing that they tie into future episodes and seasons of Bob's Burgers.
Maybe.
Maybe. I did hear that they were sort of like, there was little hints of like the sinkhole thing in previous episodes. Like over the course of the last season of Bob's Burgers, you can kind of see like the sidewalk sinking or whatever.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting to me. Oh, I guess the one thing of note, it is a musical, which is not something that's super common in Bob's Burgers episodes. I know that they have, they have some musical things in there. The characters sing and they form bands or something like that. But this has 3 or 4 musical numbers.
Yeah, I think 3 off the top of my head.
And I like them. I'm a fan of musical theater myself, and I thought they were pretty fun. Like, that's the kind of the time where the awkward, the dry sort of comedic stylings of Bob Burgers worked.
Sure.
Because it's just kind of these characters sort of talk singing and in their like kind of awkward cracky voices, and then all the background characters are doing like weird awkward dances in the back. I thought they were pretty fun, all things considered.
Yeah, I am the opposite of you in terms of not enjoying musical numbers and having them essentially come out of nowhere. That was not shown in the marketing at all. It was not like I did not expect this at all. And when they happened, I was like, Not really feeling this. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought that the melodies for the songs were catchy, and the animation of the characters dancing, looks quality. It was probably some of the most detailed animation that we got in terms of body movement. But the lyrics being talk singy and trying to have jokes and like going back on their jokes within the same song, like the next line, that really got on my nerves. But they were over with rather quickly, and it's not like this is a musical. Like
No, yeah, like we said,
it's not
there's,
every
like,
sequence. It's just a
3.
couple times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you mentioned the awkward voices of the characters. That was another thing that is Bob's Burgers. These are the actors from the show. Presumably, I don't have
Yes,
much
they are.
familiarity with the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, it would be very weird if they got other actors. But the fact that they all kind of have this same accent and they all kind of sound similar, like a lot of this movie, Bob's Burgers wise, it kind of bugged me. And I think maybe that just I'm not a fan of Bob's Burgers. Like his characters didn't really do anything for me. This world that lived in isn't like super iconic or interesting. Like it just kind of feels off to me. And that applies to why I really was not connected to this movie at all. I was sitting there trying my best to pay attention, trying to understand what was going on, but I took absolutely nothing away from this film.
Yeah, I would say the same. And even for fans of Bob's Burgers, like some classic characters got no screen time in this movie. Like Linda's sister, we see her like in the credits, even though she's not in the movie at all.
Okay.
Or the classic character Jimmy Pesto, you can see him across the street in the background, but that's it. The comedic stylings did not work for us here. If you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, you'll probably like it more than we did, even though I would say that stretched out over that 100-minute format, it falls apart a little bit. It gets a little repetitive, that sort of thing. But if you're a fan of Bob's Burgers, absolutely go see the movie. Obviously, it's really cool that they got this movie made. It is apparently the first 2D animation movie that Disney has distributed since The Princess and the Frog.
Wow, okay.
So that's interesting. So
Yeah.
in over 10 years. So yeah, if you're a fan of the show, go see it. If it slightly interests you, I would say go see it. But if you're waffling, you're like, is it the funniest movie of the year? It's not.
Absolutely not.
No.
And for me, that comes down to it not being a good movie. I did not enjoy my time with this. I will not think back memorably on the Bob's Burgers movie.
Yeah.
And for me, that's going to land it at a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, 4 out of 10 for me as well. I thought about bumping it up, to a 5 out of 10 with those musical numbers, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. 4 out of 10 for me.
All right. Well, that means that our score, of course, 4 out of 10. We are united on that. But we've got other movies to talk about. Another review coming today. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. And we will see you guys in another review.